Hello and welcome to the Quality Investor. With earnings season in full swing, I will be providing commentary on some of my holdings as well as some market bellwethers. Today, however, I want to do a quick video on the upcoming week of earnings. It is a huge week with big tech and other very important players releasing their earnings. I think this week will give investors and market watchers alike much needed clarity on which way the economic winds are blowing. All right, let's get into who's at bat. But first, if you like content like this, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Join our community of investors that focus on quality businesses. All right, here we are looking at who is all releasing their earnings this week. This is from Earnings Whisper. Please give them a follow on Twitter, X if you prefer. And it looks like we have a pretty slow Monday. A lot of regional banks here are releasing their earnings. However, the one big thing that I'm going to be keeping a watch out for is Cadence. They're a semiconductor firm, and I think that right now we're nearing that bottom of the trough for semiconductors, and I think with Cadence releasing this week will give us our initial insight into how the semiconductor subsector of technology is going. Tuesday is a massive day of earnings, including many of my own holdings. So quickly highlight those. So Coca-Cola, Microsoft, Alphabet, Visa, and Texas Instruments are all companies that I'm currently holding. We also have 3M. I'm interested to see how they are given their legal issues, as well as RTX, formerly Raytheon, given the current events going on in the world right now. So with each of these companies here, Coca-Cola, of course, they're facing some headwinds with potential Ozempic. Now, I'm not convinced by that narrative that Ozempic is going to crush a lot of our soft drink and junk food companies out here, but I am interested to see how Coca-Cola will issue or respond to that issue on their earnings call. With Microsoft, I'm looking to see how they are integrating their new acquisition, Activision Blizzard, into the fold there, as well as some updates on their AI progress that they've been making with OpenAI. And Alphabet, of course, Alphabet's continuing on. They've been on a torrid pace this year so far, and I still want to see them compress their SG&A a little bit. So hopefully that number comes down. I'm also looking forward to see what they're doing in the AI space as well. Visa to me is a big one. Like American Express last week, Visa is going to be a big indicator on the consumer spending out there in the general market right now. So if Visa has a big quarter here, that to me will be a green shoot for the economy in general, because it'll show that the consumer is not hurting as bad as we're being led to believe. Of course, Texas Instruments, another player within the semiconductor space, they've been kind of down this year. They're forecasted to go down a little bit again this quarter. However, if we're nearing that bottom of the semiconductor trough, we should see hopefully some signs of a rebound with Texas Instruments, but that remains to be seen. On Wednesday, the biggest ones I'm looking at are Boeing, Meta, Hilton, to see how the consumer is doing. I'm looking at Old Dominion. Again, I want to see I think logistics is a good bellwether for how the general economy is doing as well. ADP, because they released payroll numbers along with their earnings. And another defense contractor, General Dynamics, as well as another semiconductor company, KLA. I do not actually hold any of the ones that are releasing on Wednesday. However, ADP is the one I'm most interested in, because I am interested to see what those payroll numbers look like this quarter. Thursday is another massive day of earnings. First, we'll have UPS. We'll have Northrop Grumman. Again, this is big defense contractor week. Tractor Supply, the rural retailer. Online retailer giant, Amazon. Intel. Ford, who's facing a lot of issues right now with the ongoing UAW strike. Chipotle. And US Steel. I think the most interesting ones on Thursday are UPS, Tractor Supply, Amazon, and Ford. Maybe Chipotle as well, because I am interested in the restaurant space. Again, that it's another indication of consumer spending. But Ford especially, because the ongoing UAW strike, and with what Tesla released last week and what could be deemed a pretty bad earnings report. I did post a video on that earlier. So I'm very interested to see how Ford has responded to the UAW strike. Intel, again, another semiconductor giant. They've been struggling quite a bit in the last few years, and they have pretty ambitious plans to turn it around. If we see some growth this quarter, maybe that's a sign that they are turning it around. United States Steel, if they deliver big numbers, that's another indication that the economy might be coming out of a pretty lullish phase it's in right now. But we'll see what happens here. This whole week is going to be just a massive week. I'm very excited for all the earnings coming out this week. And finally, on Friday, while it's a bit of a slower day for earnings, it does not lack for some serious giants here. We have ExxonMobil, AbbVie, Chevron, Phillips 66, Colgate-Palmolive. I mean, even everyone on this list is a pretty big deal. But I'll touch on these guys. Of course, ExxonMobil and Chevron, they go hand in hand. It's going to be a glimpse into what the energy sector is doing. Colgate-Palmolive will be interesting, even along with Newell Brands a little bit. It'll be an indication into how household spending is going right now for the consumer market. So all in all, really big week for earnings. And I do think it's going to be a very large bellwether week. It's going to give us some real clarity on how the economy is doing. And I'm very excited for everything that's going on this week. With that, thank you for watching today's video, and let me know what you think by commenting below. I'd love the feedback. Also, please hit that like button, and if you found this info helpful, subscribe to the channel and join our community. Thank you, and happy investing.